Thank you so much for staying with us. Time now for our Beyond the Scars conversation with Josphat Maina Karanja. He is a motivational speaker dealing with physical differences and abilities. Actually like that, it's not the usual wording that we see. Karibu sana, thank you so much for joining us today. Now, Josphat, I would like us to start with you helping our viewers understand where you come from. Who is Josphat? Where was he born? How was he raised?
Okay, I was born in the late 90s in Nakuru, Mawanga area, near Mariakani area, and I've been raised within that area, and gone to school, primary school in the area, the same area. But later on in high school, I went to Thika in a special school. Later on I joined college within Nakuru in Ngata area, Harvest College, where I'm now taking my diploma in business management. Yep.
Talk to us about your family. You have any siblings?
Yeah, I'm the last born actually in a family of 8. I'm the last born, and I have both parents alive. And they are good caregivers. I love them so much. They're my loved ones.
Okay. Let's now talk about, allow me to call it your condition, which you call physical differences and abilities. Because just what I understand, you were telling me earlier that you were not born like this, right?
Yeah.
Take us through what happened and when.
It was back in 2006 when I started developing symptoms of my legs turning the different direction from the normal direction they should face. So my parents noted the problem, not necessarily the problem, but the symptoms, the signs. And I was taken to hospital for checkup. I was taken to the hospital for checkup, and in Nakuru too, within PGH, and they referred me to another hospital after saying that there's a bone that's developing on my feet, both here and here. So I was referred to Kijabe Hospital. That is, I got the referral from PGH Nakuru, where I got operated in Kijabe to remove the developing bones, of which they were necessary in my body. But later on, they discovered that the problem was not the bones, but the problem was in the nerves. The nerves had started weakening, and my body in general started weakening, including my arms and my legs. Moving was a bit difficult and very tiresome. I could move a very short distance and I could get tired very, very much. And later on, I got a referral again from Kijabe I got a referral from Kijabe to Uganda for an operation in the head, where they said that the problem is not in the arms, the problem is not in the lower limbs, but the problem might be in the head. So I was referred for an operation in the head. But lucky enough, one doctor from the United States said that the problem necessarily might not be in the head, but if it starts from the feet, now the problem must be on the feet. And if the arms are affected, then the problem must be in the arms, not the head. So I didn't go, and I was never operated that way on the head. And the only operation I got is on my arms and my legs, but they are a bit far away. I could show you later on. But I have an operation here, on this arm only. Only they were looking for the problem so that they could operate this one. If they find the solution for this, they could find the solution still for this one. But it didn't turn up well because the arm still turned weak, and there was no difference. The only difference was that the strength had come back very little, but the weakening and the appearance, it still remained the same.
Mm-hmm. At this point, you are 8, right?
Yeah,
8 years old. Are you understanding what's happening?
Not necessarily. I was never understanding. I never understood actually. Later on I was in class 210. So I could see other kids playing, and I could not play the games they are playing. So I went back home every day in the evening, asked my parents what's the problem, and it never hit me that I'm unable to play the games the kids play. But I continued growing, knowing that I'm very fine with whatever I can do. That is the games I can play, and the rest couldn't play. And I got a bit positive on that point, on that note. So I grew knowing that my life in primary back then is my life back then is my life back then in class, that is in class 2, I will continue living a normal life because of what I've just said. I'm very okay with what I can do because other people can't do what I can. Same case, I can't do what they can. So I continued living a good life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Evidently, you are still too young at 8 years old. But then, did you get to see what this did to, say, your parents, to your siblings? You said you come from a family of 8, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you get to see how it affected them, their emotions? Did you get to see it?
I never understood really well at that point. But later on in life, I saw the effect, especially to my parents. It could hit them so much when I could not do some things that other siblings could do, especially when I'm alone at home, and there are things that need to be done, and there's nobody to do them. I'm the only person around. So that's basically the effect of my disability at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So did you first choose a bicycle or a wheelchair?
No, later on, at between 8 and 12, I used to walk. My mom used to carry me to school, to and from, and it was in 2008 when my mom discovered that I could ride a bike. Maybe she dreamt or a vision or something. So she looked for a bicycle from a friend, a family friend. So the siblings trained me to ride the bike, and within a very short span of time, I was able to ride the bicycle. So that's what I used to go to school with and get back home with in the evening.
But isn't that a miracle? We rarely experience that.
I call it a miracle nowadays, but back then it was a normal thing. Since it's never a miracle because if you can ride a bike, it's only your feet that moves, maybe your arms, and you balance yourself. So I had all the ability to do the things, to move my legs, to move my hands, and to balance my body. So I couldn't call it a miracle then, but currently it's a great miracle that ever happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe it, by the way, we'll be showing you that clip of him riding the bicycle, you know. So just take us through afterwards what happened, especially in school, your experience in school. Were you getting treated, you know, differently by your, say, classmates, your colleagues?
Differently in both perspectives, both negative and positive. One thing I never forget, I've never forgotten, there were elder students when I was in class 2, class 4. There were students in class 6, class 8. So they used to say, this student is pretending, this child is doing things for people to have pity on him, all those stuff. But beside the negativity, there's always positivity in negativity. So other students picked me up. We started moving around, the Kina Brian Hondo, Kina Kevin, all those. They took me, picked me up. Everywhere I went, I used to go with the bicycle. I move around with the bicycle in classes, in the washrooms, in the field. When everyone is playing, I'm riding my bicycle in the field. So every student, a good number of my classmates in primary took care of me. They never left me at school in the evening. I used to go back home in the evening. They take me home, then they leave. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just carry on.
And the teachers took took good time to study my life and to study my abilities. But later on, they thought I'm struggling enough, and it's not a good thing to struggle enough. And one teacher in class 7, that is, thought of me using a wheelchair. And she connected me with an NGO that gives people wheelchairs to the needy. And I was given one. That is in 2011. And 2011 October. So that was the first time I used a wheelchair. And it was surprising to my parents that I was able to control the wheelchair without even having sat on it before, any other time. So I believed that still my mind was great enough to do things, even the things I've never done.
You haven't done before.
Yeah, to do them great and in a mighty way.
Just for allow me to ask, did being on a wheelchair for the first time, the first week, the first month, did it affect you in any way negatively? I'm asking because, you know, the people that I've spoken to that are in your condition, they took quite some time adjusting, accepting that, you know, I can no longer walk, you still can't ride, so that's different for you. But then they took quite some time to now adjust in this new situation that I have to use a wheelchair. If I need to travel, whatever I need to do, I'm on a wheelchair. Did you experience such kind of feelings?
Definitely.
Take us through that.
The experience wasn't that good, and but I never focused on that back then. So I never remember actually. All I remember, the good things that the people around used to do, brainwashed my mind. So the more things I remember are the good things that happened back then in the effect of my disability. Yeah. So negatively, I never focused on that back then. Yeah.
So later on, you joined high school. Joytown in Thika?
Yeah, in Thika. I later on joined high school in Thika, and there is when I consider the 4 years a life lesson, not necessarily a school life or any other thing, but a life lesson in life. In Form 1, I joined, and the homesick, the struggles in boarding, it's a boarding school, the struggles all through every place. I need to move around. I need to move around with someone, and I needed to change my mind that I need no other help from anybody. The only help I needed was maybe to wash the clothes, to wash the utensils, to wash to spread my bed, and to do everything else apart from moving around. I trained myself to move around alone back in high school. That is in Form 1. Of which it was very hectic, and it was a great transition in life back then.
I want you to take us through stage by stage, because I know different things happened in Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4, and you're mentioning of people who helped you out, even in primary, but there's a point where this friend of yours who was with you got suspended?
Exactly. It was in Form 2, 2014, that is. A friend of mine, a great friend, Justus, got suspended after treating a teacher on practice bad. So the student was suspended, and most of the things we used to do with him, including washing the clothes, washing the utensils, spreading the bed, moving around, everything. So in the 2 weeks that he was away, I still call that the pin drop of the life lesson, because I had to know how to wash my own clothes. I had to make sure that my plate and cup, spoon, everything, my utensils are clean, and I had to make sure that my bed is spread well, and I'm neat enough to appear before people. So I took one day, after 3 days of his suspension, I decided I won't wear the dirty clothes again.
So for 3 days,
Yeah.
you wore dirty clothes because he was not around to
I
help
wore
you out.
for 2 days. On the third day is when I now decided I won't wear the clothes again. And the school shirt was a white one. So you can imagine how dirty it was. So maybe it was maybe a vision the same as mom received one day. I took a piece of sack. I took the soap. I took the shirt. I sunk them in the sink and I rubbed them against each other. After the foam was in existence, so I rubbed them against each other, and basically, as men do, they will only wash the collar and the armpits. So that's what I did then. I rinsed the shirt after the scrubbing, and later on, I went out to hang it in the sun, and I sat down to study it getting dry. So it got dry, and I've never felt this feeling in life up to that time of wearing a cloth or a shirt that I've washed myself.
You have washed.
I've rinsed it myself, I've dried it myself, I've hung it myself, and worn it myself. So I consider that a win, actually. It's a win in a battle that not everyone can win. So I still consider myself a winner. And that's the great thing. If I could write a book, I could call it The Great Things. And that would be on the preface. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And of course, from there, you were able to do other things on your own.
Exactly.
But I want us to remain on those 2 days, because you've talked about wearing dirty clothes, a dirty shirt for the 2 days. Mm. But how much more difficult were the 2 days for you after your friend was suspended?
The difficulty came in when everyone was the approach. Definitely, if someone isn't clean, even appearing before people will be hell. So everyone around could took my appearance maybe as a bad omen, because I wasn't clean enough to appear before them.
Did you expect them to understand that the person who used to help you out is no longer around?
I definitely expected them to understand, but they never understood. So that tuned my mind actually again to do things. As much as I could, I did bad things, maybe of appearing in a dirty form before people. It tuned my mind that I shouldn't mind about what people say, because I'm the only one who knows what I'm going through. Yeah. So it didn't affect me as much, but I believe it was much pressure, because deciding to wash my own clothes for the very first time in life was the most pressure, the deepest pressure maybe I could ever have experienced. Yeah.
Take us through your Form 3 and Form 4.
Form 3, it was quite well. I took my studies well. I became now more serious on studies. I started scoring good grades, and I started relating well with people. And I believe that was caused by my tuning in mind of positive. My mind was tuned to see life in a good way, to see life in a way of that nothing, I can do everything. After every decision made in my mind, I can put it in action, and I can do it very well. So my Form 3 was not quite bad, and that I remember that's when maybe I broke my voice in Form 3. And I joined Form 4 later on, after scoring a good grade, maybe the highest grade in high school, after the one I scored in Form 1, the first exam. So I joined Form 4.
You want to share what grade?
Not necessarily.
Okay. Okay.
So my Form 4, my life was, I could say it was a smart life. I could work smart. I chose not to wake up early. I chose to not sleep late, but spend my day well, and spend my day with good people, spend my day with productive people, and I also spend my day with great minds. Same way, I could spend my day maybe seeing the nurse to consult more about health, knowing how my health is, maybe knowing how stress, maybe I can remove stress, maybe I started seeing life in a better way then. So Form 4 wasn't that bad compared to Form 3. Both Form 3 and Form 4 were good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then something happened when you sat your KCSE, when you started bleeding?
Yeah, before the exam, there are the rehearsals that are done. So I took the sandpaper to scrub the locker, the desk. So in the course of scrubbing, my little finger got an injury. So it's the skin fell off, and I started bleeding. And the school nurse wasn't around then, so I was forced to tie a paper on my little finger. So thinking that my finger is well enough and it has healed, I took the pen on my first KCSE paper, and only to place the hand on the paper and seeing blood on my paper. So I wondered, what's this? Before I realized it was blood, I thought even it was dust. Maybe after pushing my wheelchair, I thought I had dust on my hand. So I wiped myself away, and later on I started feeling the pain after rubbing the finger with the paper against the paper. So I felt the pain and realized I'm bleeding. So I called the invigilators, and nothing happened. I took again a nylon paper and tied my finger. So the pain was still there. So more of my concentration was not on the paper, but on the pain. So I didn't do that exam that well because of the pain I had. Yeah. So that maybe caused I couldn't call them bad grades, but my not favorite grades. Mm-hmm. Yeah, in Form 4.
Okay. Just stay with me. We need to take a short break, then we come back with the conversation. But there's a lot of feedback that we are getting on social media. If I could sample a few from Twitter, engineer Dominic Carroll says, say hi to Maina. He was my colleague back in college, a strong man and very motivational. He was so friendly and jovial. There's Cornelius Williams, who says, Josephat is a true case study of the fact that disability is not inability. And there's one person who I believe you know, Brian, whom we actually hosted on this show a few weeks ago. I'm trying to look for that. Yes, he says, thank you for hosting that, brother. Pass my love. Okay. Brian Mushiri, I believe you know him.
Yeah, I know him.
Okay, so let's take that short break. Stay with us. Keep your feedback coming at Grace Kuria KE, at KTN News KE. Let's take that break. Stay with us.